an infiltrator of Umbrella Corporation. Do you see that? How do you feel for make this final chapter, this universe that is Resident Evil?
You know, it's difficult because I had so much fun making this movie, but at the same time, it's really sad to think that it's all coming to an end.
It was incredible. We traveled all the way to Cape Town, South Africa. We were able to film there and in Johannesburg. Cape Town is a place of extremes. You know, it's the sun is so bright and the wind is whipping. But because it's like really the end, you know, the edge of the world, you can feel that in this movie, the look of it and the feel of it. We shot 7 weeks of nights where we were running and fighting and
I'm really, really excited for people to start seeing the movie because I passionately believe it's the best movie in the franchise. You know, we worked really hard because I wanted the franchise to end with a bang, you know, so I think it's got the best action, the best scares, it's very emotional as well. So, you know, I'm really excited for the movie and then I'm also a little sad that it's all coming to an end.
Fue algo sumamente impresionante, ¿no? Encontrarme viviendo este mundo lleno de zombies, en las locaciones increíbles y tan reales como las habías en la película. Fue algo muy, muy bonito, la verdad.
What do you think about this all-female power in movies?
I love that the character of Alice through these movies has inspired so many women, not only in their personal lives, but, you know, I think women all over in movies to take on stronger characters.
I think there's nothing better for me than having a woman at the center of a movie like this, especially one that looks like Mila. But you know, when we started making the Resident Evil movies, you know, that was not the case. You know, it was very difficult to get a woman to be the lead of a movie like this. I mean, Hollywood was very against it, and you know, we had to fight quite hard to pull the movie together. But I'm really glad we made it the way we did.
You have any practice? You have any training for your character?
Yes. You know, these films, you have to train so much to be able to pull off these big fight sequences and these stunts. You know, there is a lot of danger involved. And if you don't work and train for it, it's very easy to get hurt. So, of course, that's the number one thing. I mean, we spent about 4 months preparing me to make these movies. Also because I just had a baby. So when I came on set, I had a 4-month-old and I was nursing. So of course, after Alice finishes killing some zombies and doing a few fights, she would run back to the trailer and nurse the baby.
You write the screenplay and you're a director, right? What is your experience in Resident Evil?
Well, you know, I think I've definitely grown up with the franchise. You know, it's, you know, this movie in particular has a lot of emotion in it that I feel like I was in a position to deliver as a filmmaker that I couldn't have done 15 years ago. You know, 15 years ago, the very first movie had a very kind of cruel, sadistic kind of elegance to it. But it was a very cold film. It wasn't a terribly emotional movie. And I feel as the franchise has grown and Mila has put more and more of herself into Alice, you know, I think it's become a more emotional franchise. And I think at the end of this movie, even though I'm a cold-hearted Britishman and you know, the British don't usually cry, you know, even I get kind of a little kind of teary.
What is your perspective in this history with the real life, right? And this final chapter have a message.
Resident Evil has always hit a really delicate nerve in people because, you know, there's so, I mean, obviously we don't have zombies, but this idea of the little person having to fight against the big bad corporation is so prevalent in our lives. You know, we've seen on the news how abusive big companies can be and how little they care about human beings and individuals. So, you know, I think this film, these series of films have, you know, have always like sent the message out that you have to continue fighting you know, for people to be heard.
It's a very, very, very scary time in our world. And one of the reasons that I think these movies have such a big fan base is that people need to work through those fears in their mind, their nightmares, their fantasies. And when you look at this movie of a post-apocalyptic world, you want to believe that a hero can triumph. You want to believe that good can overcome evil. And that's something that this movie represents.
Well, I think good science fiction always reflects reality. You know, they're always about the times that we live in. And I think the popularity of kind of post-apocalyptic movies right now, you know, post-apocalyptic movies become popular when people are worried about the world they live in. And I think these kind of movies offer assurance. Because it doesn't matter how bleak our world is right now, the world that Mila's living in is a lot worse.
Yeah, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's excellent to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm so
Así
happy
es.
to be here. Gracias.